Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will be talking about a rider who you all know is a regular customer on the podium of MotoGP races in the past few years. He is a veteran of the sport and has also been a legend at Ducati after Casey Stoner, and he has also given them multiple victories. He was close to giving them the world title as well several times. Yes, it's none other than Andrea Dovizioso. This Italian rider is supremely talented and has for several years cemented his place in the Ducati team and has also ridden really well on the Desmos Odyssey, which is known for its notorious nature and unpredictability. The last person to tame the Ducati that well was Stoner when he won the World Championship back in 2007. After that, the success the Ducati has can be largely attributed only to Andrea Dovizioso. Famous riders like Rossi, even Lorenzo tried their hand at Ducati, but they couldn't adapt, or the bike was just not for them. But Dovi, year after year, kept riding the bike, even in the years when it was underpowered, and he is very instrumental in how good the bike is right now. Andrea Dovizioso recently announced that he will no longer be continuing with Ducati from 2021, with his next destination still unknown. But nevertheless, he's leaving as a legend. So guys, now let's take a detailed look into Dovi's career and shine light on his achievements and success since he began racing back in the 125cc class. Andrea Dovizioso competed in the 125cc World Championship beginning from 2002 with Team Scott Honda. But in his debut season, he managed to finish 16th, but this was just the beginning of things to come. He stayed with the same team in 2003 as well and made an improvement and finished 5th overall in the season, which is a massive step up. But the best season that he had in the 125cc was the 2004 season when he went on to win the World 125cc title and gathered a total of 293 points. He announced his arrival in some way. After this, Dovi moved up in class and started racing in the 250cc class. He continued with the same team, that is Team Scott Honda, and he impressed there as well. In 2005, in his debut season, he finished third in the championship, which is massive, and it also earned him the Rookie of the Season award, and he was the title contender for sure in the coming years. In 2006, he came very, very close to winning the world title, and the battle went down till the last race, and he sadly had to settle for second place overall in the championship because first place was taken by another legend of the sport you all know, Jorge Lorenzo. Nevertheless, second season running, he proved his worth again and was attracting attention of the big boys in the MotoGP class. The next season, the 2007 season, was another amazing season for him as he kept fighting and again managed to finish second. This amazing show of form over 3 years was enough to impress a lot of people, and in September of 2007, he made the big announcement that he will be racing in the MotoGP class from 2008 onwards for his existing team, that is Scott Honda, which was not the factory team but the satellite bike of Honda. In his debut race at Qatar, Dovi overtook Rossi on the final lap and finished fourth, and he also maintained consistent top 10 finishes throughout the season, which is hard in the Premier class, and eventually finished his debut season in fifth place, which is really amazing for a rookie. In 2009, Dovi got his big break as he moved away from the satellite Honda bike to the factory Repsol Honda team, and he replaced Nicky Hayden, who had given Honda the world title back in 2006, and this meant high hopes were riding on the back of young Dovi's shoulders. He was paired alongside Danny Pedrosa, and it was in 2009 when he took his first ever win in a very rainy and wet Donington Park and also cemented his reputation as one of the best riders of the bike in rain. It was an absolute treat to watch Dovi precisely control the beast in slippery conditions to get himself on the top spot. But the rest of 2009 was pretty average for Dovi as he finished in the point scoring positions but couldn't manage to do anything extraordinary and finished 6th in the World Championship that year. In 2010, Dovi had a very strong start to the season. He picked up a podium in round 1, that is Qatar, and he also picked up 3 more podiums early on in the year. After this, his season again went down to be average, but as usual, Dovi kept on picking points in spite of the middle of the pack finishes. Towards the end of the season in Motegi, Dovi found some of his old form back and he battled for the lead in the race after taking a pole position in qualifying but finished second. In his next race in Malaysia, he again went on to finish second and eventually took an overall fifth in the World Championship, a rider with great potential and class and skill, but was just falling short of the mark when it came to getting the job done. In 2011 was Dovi's third season with factory Honda team. This year, the Repsol Honda team did not have two but instead had three bikes. Casey Stoner was the new joining member in the Repsol Honda team, and the team had Dovi, Stoner, Pedrosa, which meant increased competition. Dovi started the season in a good way by taking P4 in Qatar. He also had another good race in Portugal where he finished fourth again. But the next race at Le Mans is when Dovi came good again and took the podium and finished P2 after passing Lorenzo and Rossi. Next race in Catalonia, he kept his good run of form going and finished P4, and then in UK he took the podium again with a brilliant P2. He also finished on the podium in the following races at Assen and Mugello. The only bad race that Dovi had that season was in Aragon when he got a DNF against his name. He finished the season on a high after taking P3 in Phillip Island and in Valencia. He finished the season third place and he was behind his new teammate Casey Stoner in the overall rankings. For 2012, Dovi decided to move away from the factory Honda to the Tech 3 Yamaha alongside Cal Crutchlow, and Honda was back to two bikes of Stoner and Pedrosa. 2012 was quite a decent season for Dovi, as it was his first with Yamaha. He finished in the top 5 in the early races at Qatar and Jerez. He later went on to take his best finish of the season, a P3 in the Catalan GP. He then crashed out in the British Grand Prix and scored no points. Dovi then found form and finished either third or fourth in the next 6 races, and he took the overall 4th place in the World Championship. From the next season, which will be 2013 till 2020, which is right now, Dovi has ridden for the factory Ducati team, and it has made him a legend at the team. So now let's take a look at how Ducati's stint went for him. In 2013, for his first season at Ducati, Dovi did not have a good time. He was replacing the outgoing Valentino Rossi, who moved back to the factory Yamaha, and then underperforming Ducati GP bike was given to Dovi. The bike was underpowered in many areas. He struggled the entire season with his best finish coming in P4 in the French Grand Prix. In the wet conditions, he showed off his superb riding skills in the wet. He ended the season in P8 overall in the championship, which was bad according to his standard, but the bike was such, and he still finished ahead of his teammate Nicky Hayden. 2014 was relatively a better season for Andrea Dovizioso. He was joined at Ducati by his ex-Tech 3 teammate Cal Crutchlow to replace the outgoing Nicky Hayden. Dovi had a good start to the season, and he got three top 5 finishes in his first 4 races of the season. He also claimed the podium spot for Ducati in America at the Texas Grand Prix, and his first pole position for Ducati came in Japan. He finished P5 overall in the World Championship. 2015 was Dovi's third season continuously at the factory Ducati. Now his teammate was fellow Italian Andrea Iannone. He took pole position in the first race at Qatar and eventually finished P2 in the race, and Andrea Iannone finished P3, making it 2 Ducatis on the podium in the opening round of the World Championship. But that good start of the season went downhill very quickly as he suffered many mechanical issues and also crashed out a few times, making it another average and disappointing season for him. At the end, he finished 7th overall in the championship. 2016 saw another strong start to the season by Dovi as he again went on to clinch the pole position in the first round at Qatar, and like last year finished in a strong P2, but bad luck struck him again. Would you believe it? It was his own teammate Iannone that crashed into him on the last lap of the Argentine Grand Prix and wiped out both Dovi and himself, and from P2 Dovi limped home in P13, which was a complete disaster. In the GP of America, he was again hit by bad luck, and this time Dani Pedrosa crashed and took him out as well. That was followed by a water pump failure in Jerez. In that year itself, it was announced that Iannone will be replaced by Lorenzo, who would be Dovi's new teammate, and Iannone would move to the factory Suzuki machine. Towards the end of the season, Dovi came back strong and took just his second win of his MotoGP career in the Malaysian Grand Prix, and he had taken a win after 7 years. He finished the season 5th that year. 2017, like all the other years, saw Dovi come back strong with a P2 in Qatar. He again had a bad Grand Prix in Argentina, and this time he was taken out by Aleix Espargaro, and he took a decent P4 in Le Mans. But Ducati was far behind the winning bike. He looked very strong on the Ducati in Mugello that season. In the race, he closely followed Vinales and overtook him and led the race and also built a gap, and eventually went on to take the victory and become the first Italian rider to take the victory in Italy on an Italian bike. It was his first victory in the dry as well. Next race in Spain, he went on to win again and now was in contention for the title. He also took the lead in the championship in Assen after Vinales crashed out, but then followed that up with average performances and slipped down to third in the table. He then again came back and won in the UK and Austria and took back the lead of the championship. In the Japanese Grand Prix, he took another win and now was just 11 points behind Marquez in the championship. In the final round of the championship, Dovi crashed out sadly and finished in P2 overall in the championship and took 6 race wins that year. It was an awesome season for him. 2018 was kind of a same story to 2017, with Dovi winning the opening round at Qatar. He won a total of 4 races in that calendar year, but again, in the end was beaten to the title by Marc Marquez and he finished overall in P2. 2019, Dovi comes back strong in the first race of the season to win it for the second time in a row. He also won the Austrian GP and American GP that year. After that, he met with an horrible accident when his bike went over and collided into Fabio Quartararo's bike and he had a really heavy crash. He landed on his head and had temporary memory loss, but thankfully he made a full recovery. He scored 9 podium finishes in that season and gathered 269 points, which is his maximum tally till date, but again finished second in the championship to Marc Marquez. 2020 has so far been a battle for Dovi because his start to the season was not that good in Jerez, but he came back at the Austrian GP to win. He has announced his move away from Ducati as well as with his next destination unknown, but the championship really opened this season. Let's see where he finishes by the end of it. For me, Dovi has always been a top rider, but unfortunately in the MotoGP class he has not been able to put the hammer down and be as consistent as the others to just go out and win. But this does not make him any inferior to the others. He has been a trusted rider of the Ducati team while all the others like Ennone, Crutchlow, even Lorenzo and Rossi could not do well with the team. He is someone who is a demon in the wet weather conditions and really amazing on the brakes as well. Let's hope his next move, which is yet unknown, brings him a lot of success. So guys, that was it for this video. I hope you liked what you saw. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you disliked it, hit the dislike button twice. While you're here, also consider subscribing to the channel. That would be amazing. And don't forget to hit the notification bell. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.